It's about a 15-man crew in the past who works, try to whittle it down to 36. And from that 36, they have a thing called the trials, where for a week they just inter-squad and scrimmage.
Really?
And they try to pick that 20, the best 20. And those 20 are the 18 and under national team. And
wow.
Every other year is a world championship year with a Pan Am year in between. And this was a world championship year. The way it all lined up, it was the Tournament of Stars, and then the next week was the trials, and then the team left on a 6-week tour of the United States toward the World Championships in Canada. And
so you got to go with them?
I got to go with them. I was the pitching coach. Day before the trials started, the man who knew for 8 months he was going to be the pitching coach was reassigned.
Wow.
So they said, you want to do it?
Let me think about this for a minute.
Let me call home.
Yeah.
So I called home, and my wife Sheila and my kids, Caitlin, Molly, and Lily, they were all for it. They knew how much it meant to me. And so I flew home for a day, got things in order, went on the road for 6 weeks. We were in New York at the training site 2 weeks. We were in North Carolina for 2 weeks. And then we went to New York, played all over the city of New York in minor league parks and universities for about a week, and flew from New York to Minnesota, played all around Minnesota, minor league stadiums, and
wow.
It was unbelievable. And busted to Thunder Bay, Canada, and had the best record in the tournament, went 7-1, led the thing in pitching, hitting, and fielding. Lost to Cuba 3-2 in the first round of the medals because we couldn't put a sacrifice bunt down, and walk away with nothing except
a lot of memories.
Oh, it was outstanding. We were the best team there. Korean coach threw an interpreter. I stood next to him at the closing ceremonies, and he wouldn't shut up about we were the best team there.
Really?
And it all came down to not being able to put a bunt down.
Wow. One fundamental thing.
One fundamental thing. The thing that every baseball coach tells his team daily. Yeah. And I'm working with draft picks. I was the pitching coach, had 10 pitchers, had one left-hander that threw under 90. The rest of them were 90 plus. It's phenomenal. And they're just like my guys at Cookeville High School.
Yeah.
With freakish baseball ability. Our shortstop was only 16 years old, Francisco Lindor. He was voted the best shortstop on the planet. And wow. He made plays that they're all future millionaires. And it was so fun working with those guys, just good, mature kids.
So what do you take from this and you're going to apply this year at Cookeville High?
I learned a lot from the other coaches. Brian McRae played 15 years in the big leagues. He was our hitting guy. I learned a lot from him about pitching. He would talk about hitting, and I would take what he was talking about with hitting, translate it into pitching. And, it was really cool because I talked to these guys just like I talked to my guys. And these guys, I don't know, some of them, I think their high school coaches may be afraid to coach them because they'll mess them up. But I wasn't afraid because I was only with them for 6 weeks. And, we had 3 kids.
Yeah.
3 kids learn change-ups and throw them in a game and get people out.
Sweet.
And, it's really satisfying to know what I'm telling our guys is right.
Yeah.
Because it works with these guys.
Right.
So that was huge.
That's good. Well, because you are the man when it comes to coaching baseball around here, you are our champion of the week. And I know it doesn't compare with like a Team USA shirt or anything like that, but it is the SportsZone Champion of the Week by SportsOne. And, this is your very own.
Hey, at our house, T-shirts are big, and I'm sure my wife will sleep in this at some point, so that's how we know it's a good shirt.
Now, I know you're a big college football fan, and
this is why I came on the show.
This is the real reason why we have him on here, is because I asked him to bring his top 10, his preseason top 10, and, I'll just go ahead and tell you, Notre Dame's going to be in there somewhere. I guarantee it.
Not for sure. You don't know that.
I know that.
Okay. All right, here you go. First of all, I don't have a top 10. When I come big. I have a top 11. I'm going to put it number 11, Tennessee.
Oh,
University of Tennessee, only because Cookeville's own Tyler Wolf earned a scholarship this year after being a walk-on. Tennessee's number 11. Number 10 is Tennessee Tech. You got to do what you got to do, buddy. I don't even think they qualify, do they? But they do in mine. Number 9 is Oklahoma, because the pitching coach at Oklahoma, Mike Bell's a buddy of mine, so I'm going to put them in there. Number 8, University of North Carolina. I know a couple guys in the Carolina baseball program. 7 is TCU, good football power. And Randy Mazie, one of the baseball coaches, a good buddy of mine. Number 6, I feel like no one deserves the 6th spot. That's just how it is. Nobody's number 6.
Nobody's number 6.
Number 5 is Ohio State. My wife's from Ohio. Mike Meals, principal at our school, he's from Ohio. Let's put them at 5. 4, you got to go with Texas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mac Brown's from Cookville. There you go.
That too, but they got cool helmets, and I like that. 3, Florida, because of Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow's not there anymore.
Okay, scratch that. They're not at number 3. 2, I'm
Put
going
them
to
at number 6.
Okay, yeah, they can go to 6. We won't go with the 3 because that guy usually gets bumped by the BCS stuff.
That's
anyway.
right.
So
He's odd man.
2 is Alabama.
Don't say it.
Joe Hofer, the baseball trainer there, he's a trainer for Team USA.
Don't tell me number 1.
Number 1, sleeper. I'm going to put the Fighting Irish, Notre Dame at number 1. Brian Kelly. Their quarterback, Dane Christ. Something a lot of people don't know about Dane Christ. The guy went to Notre Dame High School in Canoga Park, California. So technically, going into his junior year, he's been at Notre Dame for 7 years. That's a lot of experience, and that should pay off. I also like Notre Dame because they have 2 more. They have 2 kids from Tennessee on their roster.
Really?
And that's 2 more than East Tennessee State's football team has on theirs from Tennessee.
You're kidding.
That's right.
A wealth of knowledge. That's why we
East
have him on
Tennessee
the
doesn't
show.
have a football team. That's why I know that.
A remarkable top 11 there. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Man,
Thanks for having me.
It's great to see you.
And it's always fun being here, buddy.
See you, man.
Thanks, man.
You're watching the David Benjamin High Tech Direct TV Sports Zone.
Welcome back to Sports Zone. Please do not adjust your sets. It is not St. Patrick's Day, but we are wearing green. We have brought in Mike Honcho for talk a little NASCAR, and you know, there's no other place I love to watch a race than Bristol.
Yes, and it didn't disappoint. You know, the cool thing about Bristol now, we talked about it last week, they get to race, and the drivers love it. You can go high, you can go middle, whatever you want to do, but there's still some bumping and grinding.
And they hate each other, and they get mad.
Oh, I know.
It's great.
I mean, this was a great week. I mean, in the nationwide race, Casey Kane up on his side, up on the wall for half a lap. That was awesome.
That's awesome. That's
that
racing.
Was cool. Kenny Schrader in the truck race on Wednesday night had a massive impact, you know, kind of hurt his ankle a little bit, not seriously, but I mean, he was going 120 miles an hour at the fastest point in the track, and bam!
Why don't let's forget all the other races, and let's just race at Bristol every week, so it'll at least be an exciting chase.
Man. And you know what?
Why don't they put Bristol in the chase?
You know, they've talked about it, and I wish they would, because, you know, that's one of those wild cards. But I think that's why they don't, because they have Talladega in the chase.
But that's boring.
But they call it a wild card because you don't know what's going to happen. So
you're always waiting for the big one. I understand that, but still, this is what NASCAR is all about. This is racing.
This is where it started at, you know, and man, it was awesome. The only bad thing really this weekend was
Kyle Busch
won all 3 races.
Yeah.
I know. First, well, I mean,
he keeps on just over and over and over.
I hate to say the guy's a good racer, but he is. And, you know, first time ever anybody won in all 3 series on the same weekend.
Same week.
You know, and the only thing that would have been neater, I mean, even though it's Kyle Busch, they had a modified race Wednesday before the truck race. Ryan Newman won that. If he would have gotten that and won that would have been unbelievable.
That would have been. But still, I mean, the truck race, the nationwide, and, you know, the Sprint Cup.
And he didn't start up front on all the races. The truck race, he started at the very back of it. Nationwide race, I think he started like 26th. The Cup race, 18th, you know. So,
crazy.
I mean, the guy can do it, although I think the best car of the night was Jimmy Johnson. He got caught up in a wreck, and so, you know. But hey.
But your pick, Jeff Gordon, how'd he do?
He started 26th, finished 11th. He did lead some. He actually had a good car in the middle of the race, and then by the time the end of the race came...
But he did not rub Rusty Wallace at the finish line. He did not do that this time.
No, because you know why? Because the ESPN booth that Rusty was in was outside of the track.
Where are they at this week?
We're actually off this week because we have the big Labor Day race in Atlanta. Hotlanta. So that and Texas are the 2 fastest tracks really that we go to. So we got a week off. It's their last weekend off. They have Atlanta, then Richmond going into the chase. Then we have 10 races to win the championship, and it'll be interesting to see what happens because, you know, in 2 weeks the points all switch.
I know it.
And Kevin Harvick will not be the leader when we switch unless he wins the next 2 races. He won't be the leader.
But he is the man.
He's had a great year.
Yeah.
He's had a fantastic year.
Well, even though NASCAR is taking a week off next week, we will not be taking a week off because we will be here in the Sports Zone. For Mike Allen, I'm Buddy Pearson saying God bless. We'll see you next week right here in the Sports Zone.
It's David Benjamin's High Tech Direct TV Sports Zone.